So when I was 8 years old, I watched two movies with my grandfather, George. Because he called them grown-up cartoons. Yes. I remember two very distinct ones. Spartacus, where some warriors are jumping up and down some pegs of like an enemy or something like that. I don't remember that at all. And one, A Thief in Baghdad from 1940. And I remember seeing where sausages came out, and I'm like, sausages. And this silver thing, silver automaton, I guess, based off of Kali Silva, something like that. I forgot. Anyway, cut to like 5 years ago, and I said, okay, what was this movie about cooking sausages? I watched it, and I was like, okay. And then I go and visit his grave, my grandpa's grave, a couple of days ago. I don't know, it just spoke to me saying like, yeah, you know what? I kind of want to rewatch this again, so I did. Let's see. The Thief of Baghdad. Legendary producer Alexander Korda's Marvel, The Thief of Baghdad, inspired by the Arabian Nights, is one of the most spectacular fantasy films ever made. Pioneering in its eye-popping technical wizardry, when Prince Ahmed, John Justin, is blinded and cast out of Baghdad by the nefarious Jafar Conrad Veidt, he joins forces with the scrappy thief Abu, the incomparable Sabu, to win back his royal palace. Just as well as the heart of a beautiful princess, June Duprez, with its luscious technicolor, vivid sets, and unprecedented visual wonders, The Thief of Baghdad has charmed viewers all of its ages for decades. This is filmed 1940, 106 minutes, and in color for then. Dang. What can be said about this movie? I mean, the sprawling epic scenes. It was filmed actually in Great Britain, but because of a little thing called World War II, it got moved to California. And there were some scenes shot in the Grand Canyon, Arizona. There was even a shot of a lake in Chile. Just, wow. I mean, what can be said about this? There are just so many beautiful, vivid scenes of this of Baghdad, of Bazaar, something like that. B-A-S-A-R, Bazaar, yeah. I mean, hundreds of cast members just all around. It's just, geez, oh Pete, you just look at it. It's amazing. It's also a fantasy. Yeah, so we've got the king who is blinded because the vizier, Jafar, wants to perform regicide. And manages to have the king locked. And he's going to have him executed today, but he manages to escape with a little scrappy thief. And they go on an adventure together. And it's just sailing ships. It's just absolutely incredible. It's an epic. I mean, this is a true Golden Age Hollywood epic. I guess the closest would be The Wizard of Oz. Yes. I mean, this is a remake of the 1924 Douglas Fairbanks movie. The thief and king were one person, but they managed to separate them into a great duo. Fairbanks gave the okay during a 38 dinner. I mean, yeah, it's like, you know, the princess is only referred to as her, the princess, she, etc. Never got the name, so we'll call her June. I don't know, April, whatever. Jasmine, I don't know. Obviously, you can tell that Disney took influence from this movie, so whatever. I mean, it's the colorful cast of characters that drive this movie home. John Justin, you know, it's a good debut. It's his first movie. Real name, I was curious, John Aloysius Justinian. John Justin sounds better. And just, yeah. He's fine. You know, it's like he goes the range of emotions of being in love, adventurous, being kind of naive too. So, yeah, you know. he's fine. I'm not saying it's like, you know, just like standard. It's a step above what you would call like a first debut. Conrad Veidt, who played one of the majors in German majors in Casablanca, he is a bastard. But yeah, I mean, he's got the power to summon wind, turn people blind, make people transform into dogs. He's just, ooh, he is just a real, just villain. He's got powers. It's just, wow. Steals the scenes, has a mustache, the grand clothes. He's just, wow. June Duprez as the princess is fine. I mean, she's alright. She's got some scenes with handmaidens and where she talks to what she thinks is like a genie, D-J-I-N-N-I, which in mythology was that kind of like a demon, I think. You're varying degrees, like good or bad. So there's a scene where they're like in a pool and things like that, and she sees them. It's a nice luscious scene with flowers. I'm just like, this isn't a nice scene right here. And, you know, they talk there. There's the inside of the palace where we meet yet another character, her father, the Sultan, who's obsessed with toys. He's got the big white mustache. I mean, this is some thick hair. I mean, these characters are amazing. I mean, he's got, like, just everything. It's eccentric, he is. And it's just like, hey, it's like Jafar presents him with a horse. This horse, which flies, is not Pegasus, which is whatever. First blue screen effect where it just flies up and across, which must have just dazzled people in the 1940. I mean, I watched this, I think I remember that when I was 8. I was astonished. But I watched it as both like a person, like a kid in the 1940s and the and contemporary. So it's like, dang. And then of course, and then just all that. It's like, one thing I did notice though is that the flashback lasts 40 minutes to how they got blind. So from a contemporary perspective, keep that in mind. There's also some blackguards, I guess the word would be, that follow whoever's in charge. Say what you will about that. I don't know. Just, it's not a big deal, but I just kind of had to bring it up. The fantasy part comes in with a genie. I mean, this genie is 150 foot tall. And there's Sabu saying, like, I could just as... And this guy, Rex, I forgot, Horath, I think. So I could just as easily crush you with the foot. But Abu manages to, like, saying, hey, can you fit back in this bottle? Somehow, he says, no, I can definitely do it. Goes back in. Manages to trick him, say, hey, I'm going to throw you back in the ocean. Nope. He's like, I promise I'll grant you 3 wishes. Does. And then, when they're on the island, this island is just amazing. It's, I mean, just wow. They go to this temple with this all-seeing eye. I don't know much about the 1001 Nights. Yeah, Arabian Nights, but at the same time, it's just mesmerizing that he's got to go through a Zelda-esque dungeon to defeat a spider and go and recover this eye, which allows him to see where Ahmed is. And it's just the scene where the genie's flying with the blue screen, the where he goes through the dungeon with, I think it's Shiva or something like that. I'm trying to remember. It's all a delight. I mean, there's also scenes of musicals going on. It was supposed to be a musical. That's why there's like a couple of songs here or there. Oh, I wish I could be. Oh, I wish I could be a sailor. I forgot the rhythm, but yeah, I mean, when the genie is on there, he's like, free, free, I'm free after 2,000 years. Or something like that. I mean, it's eccentric. It's over the top. Again, it's what makes this just so great. And 6 different directors went through, which would explain the kind of bizarro, what's the word, segments going on. But like I said, when it gets to the adventure part with the sword and Sabu just being Salar Sabu, I think is the actor's name was, is just wow. It's just, jeez, oh Pete. I mean, what can I say about this? I mean, for crying out loud, 2 audio commentaries, one featuring round directors Francis Ford Coppola and Martin Scorsese, and one with film and music historian Bruce Eder. It's just epic. That's all I can say. Just, I mean, yeah. You could tell, obviously, it's some of the, you could tell, like, what's been not necessarily fake, but the 1940s production, you could tell what they were doing nowadays, but back then, when you look at it, you're, like, just astonished. So, yeah, I mean, I can't recommend this movie. I mean, this is just a massive recommendation, okay? Just watch this, okay? Just, if you can find, it's on YouTube. You can watch it for free. Pay a couple bucks, whatever. So, yeah. This is Criterion. Spine number 431. Oh, yeah, I guess another thing is, there's a scene with a silver maiden, this automaton, where it's got 6 arms. It's playing the, I forget, what is that, a sitar? Yeah, sitar. And, you know, it's just a sight of a whole. I mean, everything is so visually beautiful about this movie. Yeah. I mean, like I said, the only things that kind of have that, with the contemporary perspective is, you know, it's like the story structure is kind of like the flashback lasting 40 minutes. And John Justin being fine, I guess, and just... things just not, like you could tell I went through some development, but again, I can't recommend this enough. Please watch The Thief of Baghdad, 1940.